High in the Appalachian Mountains, shrouded in mist and silence, lie the ruins of Widow's Creek. This once thriving settlement now stands as a testament to the passage of time and the relentless grip of nature reclaiming its own. Once a bustling coal mining town, Widow's Creek was home to hundreds of families who toiled day and night in the mines, their lives intertwined with the fortunes of the earth beneath their feet. It is now a ghost town haunted by the sorrow of its past. The echoes of laughter and the clinking of miners' tools have long since faded, replaced by an eerie silence that hangs heavy in the air. The wind whistles through the empty buildings, sounding like mournful cries. It is as if the very soul of the town is lamenting its lost glory, whispering secrets to those who dare to listen. The forest has encroached upon the town, its skeletal trees reaching towards the crumbling houses like grasping claws. Nature's relentless advance serves as a stark reminder of the impermanence of human endeavors. The skeletal trees with their gnarled branches seem to tell a story of their own, a story of resilience and survival in the face of abandonment and decay. Few dare to venture into Widow's Creek. The overgrown paths and eerie atmosphere deter all but the most curious or the most foolhardy. Those who do speak of strange noises and cold spots. They recount tales of footsteps echoing in empty streets and whispers that seem to come from nowhere. They tell stories of a young woman in a white dress, her sorrowful eyes searching for something lost. Some say she is the spirit of a miner's wife, forever seeking her husband who never returned from the depths of the earth. Her sorrowful eyes searching for something lost. Her presence adds to the haunting beauty of Widow's Creek, a place where the past and present seem to merge into one. This is the story of Widow's Creek, a chilling reminder that some wounds time cannot heal. The ruins stand as silent witnesses to the lives that once thrived here, now only memories etched in stone and shadow. A chilling reminder that some wounds time cannot heal. Widow's Creek remains a hauntingly beautiful ruin, a place where the whispers of the past continue to echo through the mist and silence, inviting those who visit to listen and remember. Life in Widow's Creek was harsh but hopeful. Nestled in a valley surrounded by towering mountains, the town was a place where dreams were often buried as deep as the coal seams the miners worked. The air was thick with the scent of earth and sweat, and the sound of pickaxes striking rock echoed through the narrow streets. Men toiled in the dangerous mines, extracting coal from the heart of the mountain. Each day they descended into the dark, narrow shafts, their faces set with determination and fear. The work was grueling, the hours long and the pay meager, yet they labored on, driven by the hope of a better future for their families. Women tended their homes and children, finding solace in community and faith. They gathered water from the well, cooked meals over open fires, and mended clothes by candlelight. Their days were filled with endless chores, yet they found moments of joy in the laughter of their children and the camaraderie of their neighbors. Among them lived the Harringtons, a young couple with a love as bright as the lamp that lit their small cottage. Their home, though modest, was filled with warmth and laughter. The flickering light of the lamp cast a golden glow on the walls, a beacon of hope in the darkness of their world. Thomas Harrington was a kind man, known for his strength and gentle nature. He was a pillar of the community, always ready to lend a hand or share a kind word. His broad shoulders bore the weight of his work, but his heart remained light, filled with love for his family and friends. His wife Sarah possessed a quiet beauty and a voice that could soothe the weariest soul. Her presence was a balm to those around her, her gentle words and soft songs bringing comfort and peace. She was the heart of their home, her love and care weaving a tapestry of warmth and security. They sang together in the church choir, their voices blending in perfect harmony, a testament to their love. The church was a place of refuge, its walls echoing with hymns of hope and faith. Thomas and Sarah's voices rose above the rest, their melodies intertwining like the threads of their lives, strong and unbreakable. Life, however, had a cruel twist in store for the Harringtons. One fateful day, a collapse in the mine trapped Thomas and several other miners deep underground. The town was thrown into chaos, the air thick with fear and desperation. Sarah's heart ached with worry, her prayers a constant whisper on her lips. The days that followed were a blur of frantic efforts and sleepless nights, the community coming together in a desperate bid to save their own. As the rescue efforts dragged on, hope began to wane, but Sarah's faith never faltered. She clung to the belief that her love, her Thomas, would return to her, their love a beacon in the darkest of times. One spring morning, tragedy struck Widow's Creek. A tremor shook the mountain, causing a cave-in at the mine. Many men were trapped, their fate uncertain. Sarah, her heart pounding with dread, joined the other women at the mine entrance, their faces etched with worry. Days turned into a blur of anxious waiting. Then, a miner emerged, his face covered in soot, carrying a lifeless body. It was Thomas. Sarah's world crumbled. Her voice, once filled with laughter, was now choked with sobs. Grief consumed Sarah. She wandered the town, a forlorn figure in a faded white dress. Her once bright eyes were now dull with sorrow. She would often go to the mine entrance, hoping against hope for a miracle. One misty morning Sarah disappeared. The townspeople searched for days, but she was gone. Some whispered that she had wandered into the woods in her grief and lost her way. Others believed that, unable to bear the pain of losing Thomas, she had taken her own life. The mystery of Sarah's disappearance cast a long shadow over Widow's Creek. Soon after Sarah's disappearance, strange occurrences began. Miners leaving the mine late at night reported hearing a woman's mournful cries echoing through the valley. Lights flickered in the abandoned Harrington cottage, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Children claimed to see a woman in a white dress flitting through the trees, her sorrowful eyes fixed on them. Fear replaced sorrow in Widow's Creek. The townspeople whispered of Sarah, unable to find peace, her spirit tethered to the town she once called home. The haunting grew stronger. Objects moved inexplicably in homes. Whispers followed people down the street. The mine, once a symbol of prosperity, now stood silent, shrouded in fear. People began to leave Widow's Creek, seeking solace from the unsettling events. Families packed their meager belongings and moved on, leaving behind the town that had been their home for generations. Soon, only empty houses and shattered windows remained. Widow's Creek was no more than a ghost town, haunted by its past and the lingering sorrow of Sarah Harrington. Years passed. Widow's Creek became a local legend, a place whispered about in hushed tones. One chilly autumn night, a group of college friends, seeking adventure, decided to spend the night in the abandoned town. They had heard the stories, of course, but dismissed them as mere folklore. They dared each other to spend an hour alone in the old Harrington cottage, the epicenter of the haunting. As darkness descended and the wind howled through the empty houses, their bravado began to waver. The friends entered the dilapidated cottage, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the creaking of the old wooden floorboards beneath their feet. Each step they took seemed to echo through the empty rooms, amplifying their growing sense of dread. The walls, once painted in vibrant colors, were now faded and peeling, revealing the bare, rotting wood beneath. It was as if the house itself was decaying, mirroring the sorrow that had once filled its halls. Dust hung thick in the air, and the musty smell of decay filled their nostrils. Cobwebs draped the corners of the rooms like ghostly curtains, and the furniture, covered in a thick layer of dust, stood as silent witnesses to the passage of time. The friends could almost hear the whispers of the past, the echoes of lives once lived within these walls. They moved cautiously, their eyes darting around, half expecting to see the specters of those who had once called this place home. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, sending shivers down their spines. Their breath became visible in the cold air, forming small clouds that quickly dissipated. It was as if the house itself was reacting to their presence, warning them to leave. The friends huddled closer together, their flashlights flickering as if struggling against the oppressive darkness that seemed to swallow the light. One of the girls, Emily, felt a cold hand brush against her cheek. She gasped, her eyes wide with fear, and turned to see who or what had touched her, but there was no one there. The sensation was so real, so chilling, that it left her trembling. She could feel the icy fingers lingering on her skin, a reminder of the unseen presence that haunted the house. A low, mournful cry echoed through the house, sending the friends scrambling for the door. The sound was filled with such sorrow and despair that it seemed to pierce their very souls. It was a cry of loss, of longing, and it resonated through the empty rooms, growing louder and more insistent. The friends could feel the weight of the house's history bearing down on them, urging them to flee. As they ran out into the night, they could hear the faint strains of a woman's voice singing a lullaby. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, filled with a sadness that tugged at their hearts. It was a song of love and loss, of dreams unfulfilled. The friends paused for a moment, listening to the ethereal voice that seemed to float on the night air. It was a voice that carried the weight of years, of memories long forgotten, the same lullaby that Sarah Harrington used to sing to the children of Widow's Creek. Sarah, a woman whose life had been marked by tragedy, had once filled this house with her love and her music. Her voice, now a ghostly echo, was a reminder of the sorrow that had consumed her. The friends knew that they had encountered something beyond the ordinary, a glimpse into a past filled with pain and loss. As they walked away from the house, the lullaby lingered in their minds, a haunting reminder of Sarah's sorrow. The friends never returned to Widow's Creek. They carried the memory of that night, the chilling cold and the sorrowful cry, as a warning. The story of Widow's Creek serves as a reminder that some places hold on to their past, their sorrow etched into their very foundations. It is a cautionary tale about respecting the unknown, for sometimes the line between our world and the next is thin indeed, and the spirits of the past still walk among us.